Presidential Security Group was ambushed this morning. The AFP Public Information Office says an undetermined armed group is behind the ambush. 2 people were wounded. The Arakan Police Station says this happened at about 6 a.m. today. Arakan is over an hour away from Kidapawan City, the capital of Cotabato. We have on the line Major Ezra Balagtay of the Army Public Affairs Office. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ma'am Claire. Good morning to our viewers this morning.
Sir, ano pong nangyari? Can you tell us what you know so far?
Yes, ma'am. We received a report that the ambush, that undetermined number of armed men ambushed the convoy of the Presidential Security Group somewhere in the tri-boundaries of Bukidnon, Davao City, and North Cotabato. That is the Bukidnon Davao Highway, about 6:05 this morning. And according to our report, 2 PSG were wounded and was evacuated to the nearest hospital, that is in German hospital in Marilog district of Davao City for medical attention.
Ito bang PSG convoy, meron ba silang, or were they accompanying a VIP inside the convoy?
Yes, ma'am. We have not yet received any information about that, but accordingly, they will be accompanying a VIP doon sa area.
Okay. No, nung nangyari yung ambush ba, meron ba silang VIP doon sa convoy?
So far, according sa aming natanggap na report, this is the advance party of the main convoy na pupunta doon sa area.
Meron na ho bang mga suspects dito sa ambush na to? Do we know if these armed men are a part of a specific rebel group?
We are looking into yung identity ng nag-ambush, but in the area, wala namang ibang armadong grupo dyan, kundi ang New People's Army, Ma'am Claire.
Sir, tama ba na itong ambush nangyari malapit po sa Davao or sa may Kidapawan area? Saan exactly siya nangyari?
Yes, ma'am. As I said, ma'am, this is in the tri-boundary of Bukidnon, Davao City, and North Cotabato. So, ibig sabihin, medyo malayo-layo din to sa Kidapawan City. As you said, it's about 3 hours from Kidapawan City. Mas malapit siya dito sa sentro ng Davao, about 2 hours if you travel by land.
How many members of the PSG were ambushed? Alam niyo ba?
Hindi pa natin nakuha yung exact number ng ambush, but yun nga, sabi, 2 yung na-wounded, and yung iba were able to extricate from the ambush area and managed to evade yung ambush party ng armadong grupo.
Sir, merong mga lumabas na report recently about a PNP intelligence report na ang NPA daw is planning an attack within the Davao region. Do you think this has some connection, this ambush has some connection to that intelligence report?
It can be, ma'am. Kasi yun nga, even Secretary Abella, siyang nagsabi rin na magkakaroon ng atrocities ang NPA nationwide. This might be some of their plan activity. But again, ang Eastern Mindanao Command is alerted yung troops natin sa ground to prevent itong mga atrocities na pinaplano ng NPA. Pero itong nangyari is we have to look into this kung anong nangyari talaga.
Okay, maraming salamat ho.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Claire. Maraming magandang umaga.
Good morning. And again, that was Major Ezra Balagtay of the Army Public Affairs Office. Again, our breaking news at this hour, a convoy of the Presidential Security Group was ambushed this morning in Arakan, Cotabato. 2 people are wounded. No suspects yet.
Isang lalaki ang inaresto ng otoridad sa Marawi City matapos mahulihan ng illegal na droga. May ulat si Alan Francisco live. Alan!
Bago yung balitang yan, Aljo, banggitin ko lamang saglit na bago ako umere ngayon lamang ay nakarinig tayo ng sunod-sunod na mga pagsabog at mula pa rin yan doon mismo sa war zone. Malapit lamang yan sa aming kinalalagyan dito sa Kapitolyo ng Lanao del Sur. Samantala, ang ating mga mahigiting na sundalo at pulis, partikular dito sa Marawi City, ay 24 o 24/7 na nakatutok upang mapigilan at matiyak at makontrol na hindi na makakalat pa yung lagim na dulot ng Maute Terrorist Group. Bukod dyan ay tinitiyak rin nila na hindi rin makakagalaw pa o mabantayan nila yung mga mananamantala gaya ng mga magnanakaw at yung mga gumagamit ng illegal na droga. Patunay rito ang kanilang lalaking naaresto. Narito ang aking report. Arestado ang isang lalaki sa Marawi City matapos mahulihan na may dalang hinihinalang shabu. Sa investigasyon ng Lanao del Sur Police Provincial Office, kinilala ang umano'y suspect na si Abdul Khalil Makarambon, 29 years old, isang tricycle driver at nainirahan sa 7th Street MSU Dimal na Marawi City. Batay sa kanilang investigasyon, nakita ang suspect sa conflict area, dala-dala ang mga gamit gaya ng isang cellphone, mini laptop at isang motorsiklo, kaya naman nagduda sila at agad ininspeksyon. Dito nila napag-alaman na bukod sa posibleng looting o pagnanakaw ng mga nasabing gamit, ay nakita pa nila sa suot nitong pajama ang isang plastic sachet ng shabu na anilay for personal use lamang nito. Todo tanggi naman si Makarambon sa mga akusasyon.
Wala akong ninakaw, wala po akong dinilang drugs. Kung meron po akong ninakaw at saka binili ko dito. Binili ko to, sabi nila 750, sabi ko pwede 650, sabi nila ako pwede, basta magkasunod tayo.
Dahil sa akusasyon, sinampahan ng kasong paglabaga Section 11 ng Article 2 ng Republic Act 9165 o illegal possession of dangerous drugs ang suspect. Samantala, binigyang diin naman ng PNP Lanao del Sur na ang pagkakahuli kay Makarambon ay patunay na sa gitna ng seryosong pagbabantay sa seguridad at paglaban sa Maute Terrorist Group, ay hindi nila naisasantabi ang mga kaso ng pagnanakaw at drug-related cases sa lugar.
Limited access natin kasi nga we need to go to places na specific kung kailan i-clear, kailan natin ipadlock or dapat bantayan yung ano. So paglampas namin, doon naman mag-take advantage ng iba dahil alam nila na there are places na hindi na nababantayan. So doon sila papasok because alam nila yung area.
Samantala, Aljo, bago yan ay nakapagtala na rin o nakapag-aresto na rin ang PNP dito sa Marawi City ng mga nananamantala gaya ng mga magnanakaw at yung mga gumagamit ng illegal na droga.
President Duterte has also assured of the House of Representatives support for an extension of martial law in Mindanao. The president has called both houses to a special session this coming Saturday to tackle the Mindanao martial law issue. Manita Moahe filed this report.
The Congress will be called on for a special session this Saturday on the issue of extending martial law in the entire Mindanao. Majority Floor Leader Rodolfo Fariñas says this will be via a joint session as stated in the Constitution. But Fariñas clarified that they should wait for the formal request from President Rodrigo Duterte. Meanwhile, the whole Makabayan bloc will continue to reject any request to extend martial law, says Congressman Carlos Zarate.
Pero kailangan tingnan natin yung factual basis at nananawagan tayo sa ating mga kasamahan sa Kongreso, sa Kamara at sa Senado na pag-aralang mabuti. No? Ito ay i-exercise natin ang ating papel, no? Bilang mga mambabatas na nakasaad sa ating konstitusyon. No?
Representative Carlo Nograles is 100% behind the President in any decision concerning the present situation in Mindanao. Nograles believes that as the Commander-in-Chief, the President has in his possession sensitive intel and the best information on the continuing threats of terrorism in the region. Congressman Teddy Bagilat says that this is unprecedented and that they must be briefed by the AFP of the condition on the ground. If the AFP could prove that martial law has helped, but that the situation is still out of control and an extension is needed, he might give his approval. Congressman Johnny Pimentel, meanwhile, asks for support for the President.
The President has already clearly stated that there is a need to extend martial law. So let us support President Duterte on this matter because we want to resolve the Marawi crisis as early as possible. If that is the solution, then let us give it to him.
Perish the thought the Marawi City siege will come to an end on the day President Rodrigo Duterte delivers an official report on the country's current condition in his second State of the Nation address. Absolutely no need to bring added pressure to the nation's fighting force of cops and soldiers in the conflict-torn city, even as the area of the known and remaining pocket of resistance has significantly shrunk to pave the way for the forthcoming circle of the wagons. PTV's Eunice Samonte with the status quo on the siege down south and the release of 7 million pesos for the bereaved families of the men in uniform who laid down their lives on the altar of freedom and for the nation's democracy.
We do not see the SONA as a deadline or timeline. Sabi ko nga, we will do it the military way in accordance to our doctrines.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines believes that the SONA of the president next week should not be a basis for the deadline to free Marawi. According to the AFP Chief of Staff General Eduardo Año, deadlines will just add pressure to our troops still fighting in the main battle area.
One final push to really break their line and finally clear the whole area of Marawi. Less than less than a square kilometer na yung area na pinaglabanan natin.
The Chief of Staff also believes that they are on track of the operations and majority of the enemy's positions have been recovered by our troops. But other than the strong support that they get from their Commander-in-Chief and President Rodrigo Duterte, financial assistance are also overflowing, which already reached a number of more than 7 million pesos.
Actually, may programa yung Armed Forces of the Philippines dyan. Pagka yung mga casualties natin, 100% yung yan, ang sinushoulder ng gobyerno natin, yung any expenses, medical expenses.
Meanwhile, other bank account for the displaced families in Marawi already have more than 700,000 pesos, while rehabilitation efforts of the military are also now ongoing to facilitate the return of the displaced families as soon as possible.
Hindi dininig ng Korte Suprema ang apela ni Ilocos Norte Governor Amy Marcos at ang 6 pang nakadetain opisyal ng lokal na pamahalaan laban sa investigasyon ng Kongreso sa Monoy pangungurakot nito sa tobacco excise tax funds ng probinsya. Naghain ng petisyon sa Korte Suprema ang kampo ni Marcos na maglabas ng TRO, Temporary Restraining Order, sa investigasyon ng Kongreso sa Good Government at Public Accountability na nakatakdang dinigin sa ika-25 ng Hulyo. Iniling din nilang maglabas ito ng writ of amparo dahil naabuso ang kanilang karapatan sa kalayaan at kaugnay niyan. Inapila nila ang pagpapalaya sa 6 na empleyadong na-detain. Payag ng kampo, dinadaan sa karahasan ang pagkuha ng impormasyon mula sa kanila at patuloy ang pagbabanta ng mga kongresista tungkol sa nalalapit na pagkakakulong ng gobernador sa kabila ng kanyang pakikipagtulungan sa mga investigador. 3 beses nang ipinag-utos ng Court of Appeals Special 4th Division ang pagpapalaya sa 3 empleyado, subalit iginit ng Kongreso walang kapangyarihan ang Court of Appeals dito.
President Rodrigo Duterte this afternoon turned over 3,000 units of caliber .45 pistols to the AFP. The turnover ceremony was held in Malacanang in the presence of members of the AFP led by Chief of Staff General Eduardo Año. The president earlier promised that soldiers will each have their own service firearms. The chief executive advised the soldiers to be responsible firearm holders and to use them in the fight against criminality and illegal drugs.
I am not in favor of the rule that you cannot bring your sidearm outside of your camp residence.